Today on Randy Reviews It, we get to talk about everyone's favorite topic when it comes to handguns. Top 5 SHTF, apocalypse, zombie, whatever you want to call it, handguns. What am I grabbing? Stay tuned. Let's see. Hey everybody, Randy Reviews It here. So this week we're talking about the top 5 post-apocalyptic SHTF prepper handguns that you should have. And I'm recommending these. You'll see a trend. Most of this, when you think about handguns, is magazine availability. So we're going to do top 5. We're going to throw in one honorable mention. You can hear the rain probably right now. It's getting wild in Tennessee. Maybe we'll get flooded, who knows. But we're going to talk about these guns. I'm going to explain my rationale behind all of them, and I would love to hear in the comments why you agree, disagree, anything like that. So without further ado, let's get into number 5. Number 5 on our list is something that takes Glock mags, whether it be a Shadow Systems, a Zev, or a Glock. You should have something that takes Glock mags. These mags are everywhere. They're cheap. They're easy to get. I got a whole drawer of them, and I only have these 2 Glock pistols, but I acquired so many of these mags. And I shouldn't say they're Glock pistols, these Glock mag compatible pistols. I think there's so many variants. They're very reliable. Like we said, the mags are everywhere. Everyone has them. Ideally, if you can, you want to get something with the 19 style grip so that you can use both 19 and 17 mags. My hand doesn't fit it, but thanks to Zev, I have the compact as well. I could just switch the grip out and have it take 19 mags if that's what I needed to do. So it's kind of a good option. You also want to make sure when you're getting a Glock mag compatible gun or variant that it fits holsters. So I know PSA daggers have been having issues, I think, with some of the holsters and the holster compatibility. The Zev, I've had a couple holsters where it's just a little too wide, especially with the metal grip on it. So you want to make sure that something's compatible with the holsters. So that's important. All right. That's number 5. Let's get into number 4. So number 4 on our list is going to be the HK USP. There's so many variants of it. I'm not even cutting you down to say that you need to get a 9mm, because there's so many HK 45 mags out there. There's HK 40 mags out there. There's all kinds. But the USP, I've done a video on this, which is the USP Expert. The USP is arguably probably the biggest tank in the handgun industry. The testing that they put these through is absurd. They're so rugged, reliable, durable, everything like that. Collateral was cool as heck. Blood Diamond, all these movies, they choose HK USP because, like, a lot of guys use it. It's got a pretty terrible double action trigger on it, but it shoots amazingly well. I see mags at every gun show ever. There's a lot of different mags available, especially if you jet funnel. You can get a lot of those transparent mags everywhere. So the HK USP is my number 4 pick. All right, let's get into number 3. So number 3 I don't have on hand. I'm looking to get another one. I've had two in the past. It was actually the first handgun that I've ever purchased, and it is a SIG P226. The SIG P226 is a juggernaut too when it comes to reliability. The Navy SEALs used it. These things are everywhere. Their mags are everywhere. They're just reliable. I'm looking to grab another, especially now that you can mount red dots on these things. But they're a really reliable gun that shoot pretty well. You can get some nice trigger jobs in them, everything like that. The SIG 226 I think gets overlooked a lot now because of the 365 and 320. But if you think about how many mags are out there for the 226, it's pretty astounding, and that's why it makes it a great choice for SHTF. All right, let's get into number 2. All right, number 2, something that takes Beretta 92 mags. So here we have my Beretta 92X RDO Centurion. It's a great gun. It's got a few things done, like the hammer springs, things like that, make it a pretty good double action shooter. But just like the 226, any of these guns that were issued to the military and police as well, there's mags just everywhere, And without people shooting these as much as they used to, you can usually like pick them up relatively cheap, or they're just going to be laying around because everyone's going to carry their Glock or carry their Walther or their SIG 365. So these mags will be everywhere. It's a great gun too. I'm looking at getting one done, or an entire gun from Langdon in the 92s. The red dot mounting on the RDO leaves a little bit to be desired, but overall they're fun to shoot. They're reliable. You just need to maintain them a little bit, but they go. All right, let's get into an honorable mention next before we get to number 1. All right, so kind of like the SIG 226, our honorable mention I do not have currently. My cousin Tom would probably disown me for knowing this, but I do not own a revolver. Preferably a Smith & Wesson 357 revolver. Without having to worry about mags, the Smith & Wesson revolvers are ultra reliable. They've been around forever. They're machined well. They got good QC. I haven't heard of very many issues, maybe with like the newer ones, some of them. I know like the Colt revolvers, the newer ones have had a few hiccups. I wouldn't really reach for a Taurus revolver, but the Smith & Wesson revolvers, especially in 357 or 44 mag, those are going to be pretty good, considering you don't need a mag, the ammo's plentiful, and those things just run. So that's our honorable mention. Let's get into number 1. All right, everybody, number 1, the 1911, chambered in 45 ACP. This thing has been around for over 100 years. Over 100 years they have been making these mags. You can find these mags everywhere. You probably have some in the back seat, stuck in the cushions or something like that of your vehicle. 1911 mags are absolutely everywhere. They're great guns. You get a quality one, it's gonna run. They're maintainable. Granted, it only has 7 to 8 shots in it, but 45 ACP may be like the power move to use because everyone's gonna be grabbing 9mm, and you might be that different one with that 45 ACP, 40 Smith & Wesson, whatever it might be. But the 1911 in 45 ACP, maybe even an amazing one like this from Alchemy Custom, I think is the number 1 choice. Holsters are everywhere. Magazines are everywhere. These things just run. They're accurate pistols. They're easy to use. They got great grip angles. They're comfortable, everything about it. So that's my top 5 handguns for SHTF, Apocalypse, whatever. Again, if you think I messed up, if you think I missed out on something, if you think the order was trash, leave a comment. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, throw a thumbs down, and I'll know that I suck at doing these top 5 videos. But either way, I wanted to do this. I had fun. I had most of the guns on the list that I could think of, so it made sense. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.